Hey guys, I'm Duncan, the coach of Big Leak Energy. I get to crack this t-shirt out again, and we're here to talk about the draft, my draft. Oh, well, I should say Jamie Boyd's draft for Big Leak Energy in WBE VGC. I'm joined by the only member of my front office for this season, Jamie Boyd.
It's not just my team, it's definitely our team.
Yeah, okay. There were a few times where I had input. I'm not going to lie and say, oh, I didn't input at all. But the general plan was yours. I went with, if Jamie Boyd and I ever disagreed, Jamie got veto rights. Because, let's be honest, one of these two people has won, a regional championships and a nationals as well.
No, only 3 regionals.
Only three regionals. Yeah, one of us has won 3 regionals. One of us did that with a Cottony, and the other one is me. So this is a VGC.
The other one could have taken that Cottony to that regional.
Oh my God! You tried to give me that team. You tried to tell me. I even practiced with it, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm not feeling it, bro. I'm not. I don't think this is the metacool. How? How did I not think it? Anyway." So WBE VGC, this is a VGC draft league, and I think one of the most innovative players in the world is a great pick for my front office, and so Jamie had veto rights on my draft, and I think that that's absolutely the correct play. I'm the kind of guy who uses the resources at his disposal, and Jamie Boyd's a hell of a resource. So we were a little upset when the draft got randomized and we were last pick.
It's you get the worst of the best, effectively.
Yeah. Like, it's not like being in the middle of the pack, which I think is worse than being last pick, but it's definitely not good when it's like G-Max drafting. That's generally where you get really stung if your last pick is on the G-Max. And as a result, Jamie basically told me that we're not picking a G-Max at the beginning. Like, we're waiting to see what everybody else drafts, and a lot of the good stuff went. The free Urshifu went. The free Rillaboom went, even the free Cinderace, which is actually pretty good because it's free, right? It's an S tier or an A tier for free because it takes your G-Max slot. That's how this draft works. So we did get stung there, but you know what? You tell them. You tell them about our first pick because this one was huge. Like, we took G-Max Lapras because that was what was left over, but this other one surviving.
Yeah, it survived right until the end, and I'm amazed that it did. Maybe because it popped up in Isle of Armor, so it hasn't been shown too much in VGC recently. But Porygon Z is an absolutely massive threat in VGC.
It's been melting people.
Yeah, it's the strongest max move that can come out with its adaptability Hyper Beam.
Yeah, it's base 150 in the max move still, just like Hyper Beam, but it lowers your opponent's speed and its adaptability. Like, that's 300 power. That's a 300 power move. Smacking them in the face.
You get to click Hyper Beam 4 times in a row while reducing their speed.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's an insanely good pick. It's kind of crazy that nobody else took it. And some people took Mons that are just objectively worse. I think I can say that. I mean,
there were a couple of surprising round 1 picks, for sure.
Yeah, like Appleton went round 1. Okay.
Yeah, that was quite surprising.
Even Indeedee female going before Porygon Z is...
I don't know. Expanding Force is a huge buff for it.
Yeah, it is a big buff.
Very good doubles.
It does make it much stronger because now it's not just, oh, I redirect. It's also, I hit like a truck. That is true. So we managed to pick up G-Max Lapras and Porygon Z. And G-Max Lapras is an amazing defensive G-Max. So I'm really happy with that. What were we scared by at this point? I don't think, because everybody else had only 1 pick at this point, it's hard to be scared by anybody else's team.
Yeah, I was looking mainly in the lower tiers because I thought that people would be picking a lot of like the best of the top ones. Then I started looking down further at the lower tiers and trying to work out a plan based on the best of the lower tiers and working back up. Yeah. So probably picking like slightly worse tier 2s and 3s. Because I expected the best of them to go, but then do the plan backwards from tier 4. And yeah, they ended up, a lot of them ended up going. But yeah, basically, the next pick that we went for was
we
another
didn't get
Pokemon
sniped at all. Yeah, we didn't get actually sniped not until this point, round. Yeah, this next round coming. So up until we had 4 picks without getting sniped, basically. That was really good.
The being able to pick 2 Pokemon at once was nice. Even though we were at the bottom, like being able to pick 2 at once was good.
Yeah, the wheel is nice to have.
Yeah.
Gengar. We got Gengar.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I'm quite happy with Gengar. It's very flexible. It can do a lot of things, and it was supposed to be paired with a combination that I didn't expect anyone to pick at all.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
That was heartbreaking. There was a really, 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 really good combo with Gengar, and we almost picked it here, but we could not turn down Urshifu single strike, which was still free after 2 rounds of picks. Urshifu's single strike was still available. Everybody else had 3 rounds of picks, and Urshifu's single strike's still there. So we had to take it. I mean, it ignores Protect. It just ignores it.
And that's huge in VGC. Like, Protect is everywhere in VGC, so just ignoring that completely is amazing. And then always getting a critical hit. Like, it's fantastic.
Yeah, with a dark type move as well, which is really relevant. It's a really relevant offensive typing. Urshifu single strike, incredible mon. Obviously, the typing is less defensive than the rapid strike Urshifu. Like, water fighting is a better defensive typing, but then this is in draft. We get to see what fairy they have. Exactly. We can see their fairies, and we can answer that. We've also got Gengar, which is fairies run in fear from Gengar. It's a very, very, very good fairy removal Pokemon.
Yeah, the Gengar synergizes very well with Urshifu because it resists the fighting and the fairy that's being thrown at it. Yeah. So it's very good.
Yeah, so loving Gengar Urshifu. Really, really happy with our picks at this point. A couple of other people picked up some weird mons, and we saw Vivid start to go towards Rain, which was interesting. But now we have to talk about snipes, because this is, I think, where we got sniped for the first time going through here.
Well, this was like, we want 2 of these 3 mons.
Yeah.
Which one is the least likely to be sniped?
Yeah, that's what it was. So we decided that the next 3 mons we wanted were Magneton, Magneton, and Sigilyph.
Yes. So Sigilyph was the best for the team. Like, it fit better than Magneton and Magneton would, even though they fit very well. Sigilyph was the combo with
It was the best pick. We needed that gravity. For those of you who are wondering what the combo is, a big reveal. Yeah. Gravity Hypnosis. Gengar Sigilyph is so good. It's so good. Everything goes to sleep. Gengar's so fast. You give it a Focus Sash. You can Gravity with Sigilyph. Hypnosis one of their mons. Hypnosis their other mon. And then just keep everything asleep, because Gengar is blazingly fast. And Hypnosis under Gravity is very accurate.
And it's not even just Gengar. Lapras has Sing as well. So we could go for Gravity Sing. And that would have been lovely as well.
Yeah. It was, the whole thing was beautiful. But we decided, who's going to pick Sigilyph? Right? Nobody's team seemed to want it. Like, let's be honest, nobody's team seemed to want it. So who's going to pick Sigilyph? We're going to take Magneton and Magneton, who are both, like, kind of high priority picks. Like, we were surprised they got to this point. We're at pick 5 now, and Magneton's still available.
Well, there's not many good fire types in Sword and Shield, so getting a good fire type is a high priority. So
yeah, because Wolfie had taken Arcanine, Incineroar was gone, Torracat was gone. Like, Haran took Torracat, Randolph had taken Volcarona, so basically the only good fire type left was Magneton. So Magneton was 100% the pick here, and I believe, actually, Magneton versus Sigilyph, boy, left up to me.
I think I did at this point. Yeah, but I was still very. I was saying that Magneton is just the best tier 4 Pokemon. Yeah, like, full stop. So
it was the best mon in tier 4. That is true. Yeah, and it probably would have gone if we'd picked Sigilyph. But the thing that I didn't take into account, and I think when I was making that decision, I was like, oh god, it's the best tier 4. If we don't get it, we're not going to get the best tier 4. But Sigilyph was a better fit for our team, and it was a more. Like, losing Magneton would have been bad, but we could have dealt with it better. Losing Sigilyph would be huge. Yes. And while it was a higher risk that Magneton would go, obviously there's always a chance that the mon would go. I think you know where we're going with here, and that is that I hate Aaron Cybertron Zhang.
I also hate Aaron Cybertron Zhang.
He sniped Sigilyph. I did not see that coming.
Like it makes sense because it's paired with Excadrill.
Yeah.
And then you can Gravity Max Quake and all that stuff. But
yeah.
even still, like Aaron was building effectively his previous Series 4 team, and Sigilyph was nowhere near that. So, yeah, very heartbreaking.
There is no universe in which Aaron's going to trade us this Sigilyph.
No, there isn't. And it threw so much off. Like, the type synergies were all amazing for the rest of the draft.
Flying
if we could just have that Psychic Flying type.
Yeah.
Like, Zato is not worth. So that really that threw everything.
It really did. It really messed us up. So we hate you, Aaron, and if we do badly in this league, it's your fault. That's it. Like,
yes.
Big League Energy, by the way, everybody knows that Jamie Boy has Big League Energy. Again, he brought a Cottony to a regional and then won. So this is our team. I think he's helped me. You've helped me so much, Jamie. Like, and last season of WBE, you were my front office for singles. Yeah. That's something that people need to remember. Is last season of the WBE, Jamie Boyd helped me basically build my singles teams. And that innovation got us to Top Cut, and we lost Top Cut to Magnitude because I can't beat Magnitude. I just can't do it. I can't beat Magnitude at Pokemon. I just can't. He went on to win the whole thing and then got DQ'd, which was disappointing to say the least.
Yeah, that was an interesting finish. But...
I did want him to win so badly, and he won, and I was celebrating so hard, and then the DQ message. Oh, heartbreaking. But no, this Sigilyph snipe was a big deal, and so I think it completely changed our plan.
Well, it changed our plan twice, because then Aaron sniped us on the way back down. Like, because we needed a flying type. We needed some flying type.
Yeah, and then Jamie Boyd was like, don't worry, we've got Unpheasant as a flying type, and that will give us like synergies with Tailwind or whatever, and all of that. And Unpheasant, it's discount Togekiss with Super Luck, and a bunch of crits. And it's just a really solid pick. Yeah, really solid pick.
And it was a worthwhile flying type. And there weren't too many more.
Aaron was like, you thought I only had one round for this rifle. I'm just...
Yep.
It just got us again. So we were really messed up. We were like really messed up. And we were forced into Togetic. And...
Yes. Yeah.
Togetic almost isn't worth for the tier it's in.
It's... I was looking at Togepi for a long time.
Yeah.
Because like that's absolute like redirection just as tier 4. Doesn't matter what the stats are, just literally follow me is worth tier 4. So I was looking at that for a long time. But then we needed a flying type, and Togetic was really the only worthwhile flying type at this point.
Yeah, but tier 2? 75 points in our free? It messed up our free slots because we had a plan for those.
We were going tier 1, 2 tier 4, and then we couldn't do that anymore.
I mean, Aaron just, he full on sniped, like, killed us. Killed the entire plan with those 2 snipes. Yes. I was very upset. I think you were more upset than I was. Even though,
you could probably tell that by the messages I sent you.
You were fuming.
I was unhappy.
Anyway, things, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Things could go differently. You're looking at Aaron's draft, though. What he ended up with. Sigilyph is so key to his final...
Yeah, it is actually pretty good on his team.
Yeah.
Annoyingly,
it's so key to his, like, sort of final build. Like, even then, he's got Primarina in his final draft, right? Which gets Sing.
That can also do the same thing,
yeah,
yes.
Or Whimsicott, which gets Grass Whistle, Priority Grass Whistle, which under Gravity is very good.
Grass Whistle, unfortunately, isn't in Sword and Shield. So that's at least something.
What? They removed the move? Just outright deleted. It's one of the deleted moves. Wow.
It is one of the deleted moves.
So I was thinking a lot more threateningly than, wow, I did not know Grass Whistle was gone. It's such a, like, niche move.
Yes.
That's not as scary, but still, like, he can still do, like, Gravnosis shenanigans. He's got Bronzor. He's got Primarina for Sing.
Yeah.
Duocean might get Hypnosis. Unpheasant gets Hypnosis, right?
So Unpheasant does get Hypnosis, yes.
There's a big Gravnosis theme, I think, for Aaron, actually, and
yeah, but we were still going with the Gravity. Like, we still ended up picking Flapple as our next one, which would have paired very well with Gravity as well.
Oh my god, yep,
first.
we did. We get Flapple at the same time as we got Togetic. We got that double pick. We took Flapple for the strongest Grav Apple ever. that move is very strong under Gravity. And Togetic. And what was our Gravity setter? Like our theoretical Gravity setter at that point?
At that point, it was a toss-up between Clefable and no Gravity. And then we needed the Flying type in Togetic.
Yeah. So
I think I was like looking at like Stonejourner at one point, but then that's probably not worth.
It's not quite fast enough and all of that.
Yeah.
I don't think we got sniped again. Oh no, we did. We got sniped twice more in the next round.
Yes. We did, yes.
So we needed a ground type.
Yeah. Ground type with Lapras is important.
And preferably a lightning rod.
Yeah, that would have been very, very nice. Like, even extra protection against the Lapras. Yeah. Lightning Rod would have been great.
So, our picks were Marowak, and then a backup pick of Rhydon. It was like, we got this. Marowak and then Rhydon. Like, ground type, Lightning Rod, both of them fill that niche perfectly. You know, Marowak with Thick Club can hit really quite hard. Rhydon can actually be really bulky with Eviolite. Like, we got this. And Randolph decided to snipe Marowak, and we were like, it's fine. Still got Rhydon. It's all good. Yeah. And then just 3 picks later, Poyges, I can't ever say his name, Poyge, sniped Rhydon away from us.
Yeah.
And that was tricky. Like, that was...
Yeah, we're not getting Cubone or Rhyhorn at this point.
No.
So, yeah, Lightning Rod was gone.
Lightning Rod was gone. The ground types that we had in Tier 4 were much worse than those 2 picks.
Yes, yeah, there was almost no worthwhile ground type, like, at all. Like, even the one we picked in Golurk, like, it's good. It's got a buff. It's got a buff with Poltergeist.
Yeah, Poltergeist makes it a lot better, because Shadow Punch was previously its best ghost move, which was much weaker than Poltergeist.
Like, even with Iron Fist, like, still not that great. Poltergeist is a good buff for it.
Yeah. But Cottony was our other pick in this round. And that's, you know, we're talking about Jamie Boyd winning a regional. Cottony.
Yeah, got to get a signature in there, right?
So, Jamie, do you want to talk about how Cottony basically has Tailwind? This was something you were explaining to me.
Yeah, so because the move tutors aren't there, Cottony doesn't actually have Tailwind, but it still has effectively the same thing in Cotton Spore.
Wait, if the move tutors aren't there, does that mean Whimsicott doesn't have Tailwind?
Whimsicott does. Whimsicott learns it as a level up. Cottony doesn't. It needs the move tutor. But we still got Cotton Spore for speed control.
Okay, so Cotton Spore for speed control, but no Tailwind. That's heartbreaking. I didn't realize it was like that. I thought
But like the thing with this is a budget Whimsicott. Like, it's not as good as Whimsicott is, but it can do almost everything. It can do every other supportive thing that Whimsicott can do. Like, it can do all the fake tears stuff.
Honestly,
it can still
Cotton
reduce speed.
Spore can be better than Tailwind in certain situations. Like, if they're on their last 2 mons, it's probably better, because you don't have that worry of them stalling it out and expiring it and all of that. Like, you have your Cotton Spore up, it's there, you've got it. They're slower now, and it still pairs really well with Porygon Z. Yeah, like, you've got the fake tears stuff. Like, Whimsicott's Lapras has been a very common pairing recently in VGC itself. Like, so budget Whimsicott with Lapras is still going to be very strong. And in that Whimsicott Lapras situation, often the Whimsicott doesn't even bother clicking Tailwind. It just fake tears, and then the Lapras blows something away. And so it can still do almost everything. Like, you won't be able to do any damage, so it will be like full support on Cottony. Yeah, and tier 3 instead of tier 1. That's very, very good. I mean, our tier 1's used up by Porygon Z, and then we've got a Urshifu single strike. So those are very strong mons that we wouldn't want to do without. Yeah, for sure. And at this point, we were sort of scraping the bottom of the barrel. This was the very final pick of the draft. Yeah. So we just effectively said at this point, we've been sniped too much, because I even offered Delibird as like the perfect last pick. Yes. Fake Out would have been lovely on this team. We don't have any Fake Out support on the team, and we were going to take Delibird as our last mon. It's Fake Out, it's Hustle. It gets a bunch of support moves that you wouldn't expect it to get. It's just a good Pokemon. It's actually really good in tier 4, and Randolph sniped us for Delibird. Yeah, so it was like, at that point, okay, let's just wait. We're the final pick. Everyone will pick before us. Let's just
see what's left, pick what we like.
Yeah. So we got all the way down there, and our final pick of the draft was Budget Alakazam. Surprisingly strong for the tier he's in. Kadabra was tier 4, but Alakazam was tier 2?
May have even been tier 1.
Let me check if anybody took Alakazam. Yeah, Alakazam was tier 1. It got drafted by the Furious Fishes.
Ah, I did. Okay.
And
so yeah, like a difference of 3 tiers is definitely worth Budget Alakazam.
Yeah, a 3-tier difference, and Kadabra is slightly slower and slightly less powerful, and it's not that significant. Especially in draft, where you can, adjust your speeds for your opponent and stuff. That speed difference is probably the biggest difference.
Yes.
Because Kadabra, he has 105 speed, yeah, and 120 special attack. And he still gets the same abilities.
120 special attack is entirely respectable in tier 4.
Yes. In tier 4, I think more than respectable. And then Alakazam is 120 base speed, which is much higher, because 105 to 120, that's actually a significant change, because you don't need to invest in speed as much and things like that to outspeed a lot of stuff. But his special attack stat only goes up to 135, which that difference, while it does make a difference in some calcs, isn't as huge as you would think.
15 special attack for 3 tiers is absolutely worth.
Yeah, 15 special attack and 15 speed. The other thing is, Kadabra actually gets access to Eviolite and can be surprisingly, I'm not going to say extremely, but I've been doing some calcs for Eviolite Kadabra to catch people off guard. Surprising amount of bulk.
Yeah.
Very upsetting thing, Kadabra doesn't learn Gravity.
Yeah, no move tutors, unfortunately. So that would have been lovely, but unfortunate.
The pick would be amazing if we had Gravity move tutor, right? Because it outspeeds a lot of stuff. Like, you can EV it to be faster than Gengar, because Gengar, can drop some speed, and you could easily go Gravity and then, but unfortunately, no. It does get the move that guarantees the next move hits them on, that picks them up.
Telekinesis.
So there might be something in there with okay, we really need to hit this mon, so telekinesis, but telekinesis doesn't work with Oko moves, does it?
No, it doesn't.
That a shame.
Be too hard.
Because telekinesis sheer cold would be a fun tech otherwise. There's a lot of tech that Kadabra gets and Alakazam gets, obviously. Disable could be fun against certain teams if we're worried about spamming certain moves, things like that. It gets ally switch, which is always relevant.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it can calm mind up. It can do all kinds of cool stuff. So it was a really great tier 4 pick as our sort of last pick on the team.
I think a lot of people will sleep on it as well. They'll just dismiss it as it's not.
Oh, it's a tier 4 filler pick.
Went back. Yeah.
And then it does everything Alakazam does, just not quite as well, but close. It's still Magic God Life Orb. It still gets Magic God Life Orb, which is still very good. How do you feel about our team and how it stacks up overall against everybody else's team?
I'm pretty content with it. I think we've ended up with 16 out of 18 of the types. I think it's just Bug and Rock that we're missing. But yeah, that's really good in general. Being able to have access to most of the types gives some really nice energy.
Bug and Rock are actually 2 of the worst typings to really have in VGC or in any kind of draft league, because they just have so many weaknesses.
Yeah, so we'll have a lot of flexibility between that, because there's a few of the drafts that focused a lot on the same types. I think there was one team that drafted 4 or 5 water types.
Yeah, the Rain team. He took Pelipper early, and he was like, I'm going in on Rain.
From what I remember, I don't think he even took Pelipper.
Oh no, he didn't. Pelipper Seismitoad was the team which has a Rain option. But actually, they took Palisand and Amoonguss, mons that perform well in Rain, but aren't necessarily Rain mons themselves.
Yeah.
Who took all the water types?
Can't remember.
Mantine and Teleon. Yeah, well...
I think it was Milotic, Gyarados, Poliwrath, things like that. Dreadnought, I think. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's they're running clearly manual Rain, it looks like.
Yes. Well, you can just go for a Max Geyser and set up the Rain like that.
Yeah, that's true. So manual Rain is actually a lot better now, but Gengar G-Max on that team is a little odd. Anyway, who are we threatened by? And how do we feel our team stacks up? Like, do we think we've got the strongest draft? I think we're up there.
I think we are secretly up there. I think a lot of people will dismiss certain parts of the draft, but
I think if we had Sigilyph,
are a lot more secretly flexible.
If we had Sigilyph, I would be very confident and say we have the strongest draft.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that would have been just perfection, but it's screwed so much.
I mean, we'd trade basically anything for Sigilyph, right?
It has, what is it, tier 3? I would probably get rid of any of our tier 3s for Sigilyph.
Yeah, we could give up Cottony, we could give up Flat Ball. I mean, we'd more than happily give up Golurk.
Yes.
If he asked for like a tier 2 and a tier 3 for like one of his tier 2s and his tier 3s, I'd be even willing to give up Magneton. I'm not even kidding. I just think it'd be so good to have it.
Yeah.
Like, I'd swap his Torracat for our Magneton and then his Sigilyph for any of our tier 3s. Like, that is a trade I'd be willing to make. Like, I would take the drop on Fire type. I mean, but then we'd get Intimidate from Torracat, so I don't think he'd be willing to do that. It's just, there's a lot we'd be willing to do for this Sigilyph to have the strongest draft, but I think we've ended up with a very strong draft. People I'm worried about are Aaron. I think his draft is incredibly strong.
And we have to punish him for sniping us.
Yeah, we do. And we do have him in our schedule. Like, our schedule isn't the easiest. We have to face both. We didn't dodge Aaron or Wolfie in our schedule. I think we dodged Dan. I don't think we played Dan at any point. So that's a little scary. We don't play them until quite late. Wolfie, we play week 6. And then Aaron... Oh, no, we don't dodge Dan. We've got Wolfie week 6, Dan week 7... And then it's not... I don't like playing these people. I think... I don't remember exactly when we have... Oh, no, we don't have Aaron. That's what it is. We got Wolfie and Dan. We dodged Aaron in the schedule, so we don't even get to punish him unless we top cut. Which we will do.
Both unfortunate, but also...
Fortunate, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have liked to play him, but he's a phenomenal player, and, you know, having an easier schedule by not having to play him is very nice.
Yes.
A lot of fantastic players in the league, though. Nobody should be slept on. I mean, league games as well, matchup can be very, very scary. Certain matchups can be incredibly difficult to win. That's why I've got a Jamie Boyd in my front office. But that's our draft. That's the team we ended up with. I'm happy with it.
Yes, I'm also happy.
And I don't think people are sleeping on it as much as you think they are. I mean, I've had a lot of messages from people being like, wow, you damn, dude, your draft's scary. Because I think just looking at, like, Porygon Z, Gengar, Lapras G-Max, Urshifu, like, anybody's going to be scared to face those 4, right? They might be sleeping on some of our lower tier picks, but our top tier picks are, like, obviously scary. Like, very obviously scary.
And can do a lot of different things as well. Yeah. There's a couple of like one-dimensional Pokemon, like Urshifu is just gonna hit hard and things like that. But a lot of things can,
even then,
can do a lot. Of
I don't think Urshifu's as one-dimensional as people think. Scarf Urshifu, Band Urshifu does a lot. Life Orb Urshifu, Assault Vest Urshifu. All of these are variants of Urshifu that are used in singles. I'm not sure if you've been playing singles recently, Boyd, but...
No, main focus is VGC, and you tend to see Focus Sash as the most common item there.
Urshifu's like 80% of top teams. It had Urshifu Single Strike. Like, really, really strong.
And that's even when there's almost no Protect in that format as well.
Exactly. So just imagine when Protect starts showing up.
Yeah.
Wicked Blow, very strong move. I mean, just there's a lot about Urshifu which makes him fantastic. Pairing him even with the Cottony for the Cotton Down to give him the speed, and then he just punches something in the face and it dies. He can Dynamax and break through. Unfortunately, can't break through Max Guard. That's exclusive to Gigantamax Urshifu.
Yes, and this is just the Dynamax one.
And this is just Dynamax. We are not allowed.
It's still good. Like Max Darkness special defense drop. Yeah, that's still going to be good with Porygon.
Yeah, that's also very true. Like Porygon doesn't have to be our max. Like we've got Lapras, Porygon, and Urshifu who all like maxing. Magneton quite likes maxing because one of the things about Magneton is he's a bit frail. Doubling his HP stat actually makes Magneton very, 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 very scary, especially because he hits so hard. I mean,
yeah, there's like a few Pokemon that aren't like Darmanitan isn't used too much in VGC because you have to commit to one set. But in draft, we can pick whatever we want and have that flexibility.
Yeah, we can pick the set that we need for that game.
Yeah.
And I think that's where
we
we
like,
really
have to lock into like, you have to go Choice Scarf for the entirety of the run, but we don't have to be Choice Scarf. We can go with all the other sets. So
yeah, Life Orb can be right there. You know, Sheer Force Life Orb Magneton with Rock Slide is very scary. It's very hard. Anyway, that's our draft. I'm happy with it. I think you're happy with it, Boyd. I would like to thank you again for all the advice and the help. You're going to see Jamie a lot in this series. We're going to do every team builder with Jamie in call, because I think one of the things people ask me in the WBE a lot is like, if Jamie's helping you build the teams, why is he not here to explain? And I think that it's really important to have basically one of the primary team builders, because we build together, we sit in call, and we build. I do have input. Okay, Solar Blade Egg Slash, that was me. That was all me.
That was cool.
Yeah, I'm learning. You know, we sit in call and we build together, and I was thinking, like, I might do unlisted, like, build videos where it's just a video of our actual process, because those calls are quite interesting. But then we'll do like a build, like, summary where we're like, this is the build, this is what we're doing, and the standard build videos. Please do check out Jamie Boyd's channel. He does a lot of VGC content. Some of it is very, very innovative. Believe in Boyd is a really cool series where he takes mons and he runs with them. I mean, you run with them, bro.
Yeah. I basically get people to vote on a weird Pokemon that they want to see for that week. I give them some example sets in VGC, and then I take one of those sets and actually use it on the ladder.
And you do well, and those sets are cool. That weak armor, the one that still gets me is the weak armor. Then you beat up into your own weakness boss, your weak armor, Poltergeist.
Yes.
And just your +6 speed, +2 special attack, +2 attack, and you just blow everything away with stored power. That was so cool.
Yes.
Stuff like that. So go check out his channel. I promise you, you'll have a good time. Thank you so much for watching this video. We'll see you guys with the team builders and with our inevitable victories in the WBE. And now I've said that, people are going to clip that and like put it in compilation videos when I go 0-7. So
no, we just got to make sure that it actually happens now.
Yeah, now we're going to make sure it happens. So I've committed. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.